Good morning, students. Welcome to my lecture. Today we are going to discuss about relationship among classes. In yesterday's class, we have discussed about a relationship between objects and nature of the class. Now let me recap for 10 minutes what we have discussed in previous class. In previous class, we have discussed about the relationship between the objects. Let us see it. See here, there are two types of relationships between the object. What are they? First one is links, next one is aggregation. Two types, links and aggregation. How links are represented? Let us see it. See, this is a links and aggregation. If there is a link between two objects, then you will say that there is a physical connection between the objects. That means those objects will communicate with each other by sending the messages. Let us see it. How links are represented. Let us see it. See here, link is represented using just a single line. See here, you need to know the representation of the links. How they are represented? Using some line, single line. See, single line means there is no direction. See here, there is no direction. That means object A communicates with object B, and at the same time object B communicates with object A. Excuse me. Okay. Object A communicates with object B. Object A sends the message. See here, how message is sending. You need to know this graphical representation. Small arrow mark and message name. Okay. Small arrow mark. See the direction. Message name. That means object A is sending some message. Sending some message means what is mean? What's meant by sending message? Sending message means invoking the method of object B. See here, object A is sending some message. What it mean? Object A is invoking the method of object B. And see here, object B is sending a message. What it mean? It means object B is invoking the method of object A. I hope you understood. Let us see here. See, there is a direction. See the symbol, arrow mark. That means it's not bidirectional. See here, bidirectional means this one, example 1. See, bidirectional means example 1. Here, it's not bidirectional. There is some arrow mark. That means object A is invoking the method of object B. I hope you understood. This is the link. Link represent interrelation between the objects. Link, graphically, link is represented using line. Line means bidirectional. If there is arrow mark means this line. In this way. Now let us see aggregation. Let us see the aggregation. Aggregation denotes part of relationship. Part of. Example CPU. Take CPU. CPU is an object. And CPU is a decomposable into different objects, right? What are they? ALU, control unit, it's an object. Registers. Inside CPU, there is a ALU, right? There is control unit, right? There is a register, right? These are all again objects. Okay. Now, ALU is a part of CPU. Control unit is a part of CPU. See here. CPU is an object. Next, ALU. What's the relationship? See here. Denote using diamond symbol. This means ALU is part of CPU. See here. Symbol is important. Aggregation. See, diamond symbol, then line. See here. Diamond symbol, then line. This means heater is a part of temperature controller. Physically it contains inside temperature controller. Heater contains inside temperature controller. See here, you need to know how object is represented graphically. See, in this way you need to represent object name. Okay, in this way, see here, diagrammatic representation, how object is represented, like this, some rectangle and then object name. In this way, symbols are important. Okay, now see, this is important. Diamond symbol and then line, which represents part of. Heater is part of temperature control. Here there are two types of aggregation: strong aggregation, weak aggregation. Strong aggregation means object is physically contained in the other object. Example, heater is physically contained in temperature controller. Another example, aircraft and engine is physically contained in aircraft, right? Wheels and car, wheels are physically contained, part of car, right? So it is a strong aggregation. Next, weak aggregation. Here, library and users are part of library only, but users are not physically contained in library. Books will be physically contained in library. So library and books are strong aggregation, and users are not physically contained in library, right? They are part of library only. Here it is a weak aggregation. I hope you understood. This is a relationships among the objects, links and aggregation. Let us see relationships among classes. In previous class, we had discussed about only association and inheritance. See here, there are 4 kinds of class relationships. First one is association. Next one is inheritance. See here, inheritance is also kind of association only. Okay. Inheritance is also a kind of association only. Next, aggregation, dependency. These are the 4 kinds of relationships among classes. Let us see the association. One second. Yes, please wait. Okay. Let us see it. Association represents is a relationship. Remember that association means is a relationship. See here. Now, here symbols are important. This is a class. Flower is a class. Rose is a class. Now, see this symbol. To represent class, this is the symbol. To represent class, how to represent class? Symbols are important. See here. See, to represent class, in this way, you need to draw in this way. See here, I am drawing. Here, class name. Here, symbols are very important. This is class name. Next, here, data members or variables. Variables. Here, you must write methods. Okay, this is a representation of class. Now, how to represent object? Like this, in this way. Object also in this way. See here. In this way, object, you need to represent object name. If you want to represent class in this way, object name, and here class name, you can represent class name also. Okay, this is a graphical representation of object. Rectangle and object name, and class like this. Rectangle, class name. Next here data and variables. Here methods. And this is an object, this is a class. See the graphical representation, symbols. You need to know the symbols. How to represent class, how to represent object. See, this is a class. Association is a hierarchy. Here, rose is a flower, right? Rose is a flower. Petal is part of flower. Now, association, nothing but it is a link. There is a link between flower and rose. There is a link between flower and petal. What is that link? Let us see more refined way. In more refined way, see, this is inheritance. This symbol represents, see here, inheritance. Here this symbol is important. Line and then triangle. Okay, see here. See the symbol. Symbols are important. This symbol is important. Triangle. Triangle and arrow mark. This line and triangle. Now it is pointing to flower. See this triangle symbol. It is pointing to flower. That means flower is a superclass and rose is a subclass. Rose is a hierarchy. Rose is a kind of flower. Okay, this is a hierarchy. Association is a sorry, not hierarchy. Is a relationship. Is a relationship. Okay. Now let us see aggregation. Aggregation is part of relationship. Here you need to understand what is the symbol used for aggregation. Line and then see the diamond symbol. See here, diamond symbol. See the diamond symbol. Okay. This represents aggregation, diamond symbol and then line. Now petal is part of flower. Okay, flower is a class, petal is a class, rose is a class, flower is a class. Now how to represent class graphically? In this way you need to represent rectangle and then class name. In this way, okay. See the symbols. Now let us see multiplicity. Multiplicity means number of how many number of instances will participate in other class. Okay, let us see that. Here 1 to 1. 1 to 1 means, see here 1 1. What it mean? One player will play in one team only. 1 to 1 multiplicity. Next, see this second one, 1 to many. 1 to many. See this example. 1 to many. What 1 dot dot star means? 1 dot dot star means, see here. 1 dot dot star means one or many. That means one person can place one order or he can place many orders. Now person is a class and object. See here, name Ruby. Ruby is an object. She is a person. She can place one order or she can place many order, 1 to many. And let us see many to many, third one. Here, see here, star means many. Here, one student can enroll to many courses. Many courses, 1 second. One student can enroll to many courses. Many students can enroll to one course. Many to many. Okay, this is the relation, multiplicity. Star means many. 0 dot dot star means 0 or many. 1 dot dot star means 1 or many. 0 dot dot 1 means 0 or 1. 1 means exactly 1. Okay. Star means many. Just see the PPT. Now, inheritance. We know that inheritance, right? One object of one class acquires properties of another class. Single inheritance. Already you know that. Now let us see diagrammatic representation. See here. Class. This is a class. Flower is a class. Rose is a class. Here, this is very important. Symbol. See the triangle. Triangle and then what is this? Line. Now it is pointing to flower. That means flower is a superclass. Superclass or base class. Okay. Rose is a subclass or derived class. Now, rose acquires all the properties of flower and rose will contain some special properties, right? Just like rose petals are used in beauty purpose, right? That means rose has some special properties other than this flower has. So this rose class is a specialization because rose has some special properties also in addition to flower properties. Specialization. This is a generalization. Generalization. Now, inheritance is a generalization and specialization relation. Okay. Sorry. Inheritance is a generalization and specialization. How you are saying specialization? Apart from these flower properties, rose will have some additional properties like rose petals are used for beauty purpose, all those things. So this is a specialization. Rose class is a specialization and flower is a generalization. See the symbols, a diagrammatic representation is more important. This symbol and class symbol. This is a class name. This is a class name. In this way you need to represent. Now, let us see example to another example in inheritance. See here. See, this is vehicle is a class. 1 second. See here. Vehicle is a class. Transportation vehicle is a class. Passenger vehicle is a class. Truck is a class. Car is a class. Bike is a class. Now let us see how these are related. Transport vehicle is a, see here, is a relationship, is a vehicle. Passenger vehicle is a relationship. Passenger vehicle is a vehicle. Okay. Now see here, this symbol is important. Triangle. What it means, this symbol? That means inheritance. Here vehicle, it is pointing to vehicle. Vehicle is a superclass. And transport vehicle is a subclass. And passenger vehicle is a subclass. See, ID vehicle, manufacturer, all these are data members of a class. You can show the data members or just you can just simply write the empty class and class name, your wish. And next, see here, truck is a transport vehicle. Truck, see this one. Sorry, this one. Truck is a relationship. Truck is a transport vehicle. Here, see, this symbol is important. It is pointing to transportation vehicle. That means transportation vehicle is a superclass and truck is a subclass. I hope you understood. Next, passenger vehicle. Here, see here, car is a passenger vehicle. Car is a relationship. Here, is a relationship is important. Is a. Now, see here, symbol. See the symbol here. It means it is a inheritance. Triangle and line. It is a inheritance. Now, it is pointing to, see this triangle symbol pointing to passenger vehicle. That means passenger vehicle is a superclass and car is a subclass. Next, see the bike. Bike is a relationship. Bike is a passenger vehicle. Here, passenger vehicle is a superclass and bike is a subclass. How you are saying it is a superclass and subclass? See here. Here, this symbol is important. Triangle. It is pointing to passenger vehicle. That means it is a superclass. Bike is a subclass. See, in examination also you need to explain with all these examples. Class must be represented in this way. See the diagram. 1 second. See this diagram. What is this? Rectangle. Rectangle. See, rectangle. You need to draw rectangle and then line like this and then class name. Here there must be data members. Again line. Here there must be methods. In this way you need to draw. This is a graphical representation of a class. Remember all these symbols. Remember all these symbols. Okay. Now let us see another example. All these example you need to write. Another example, telemetry data. It is a class. See, you can write some data members also, your wish. Data members methods you can show it, or no need to show, your wish. See, this is a class. Now see here, triangle symbol. There is a triangle symbol and then line. That means what it mean? Inheritance. What is a relation? E is a hierarchy. Sorry, E is a relationship. E is a relationship. Some kind of association only. Inheritance is some kind of association only. Electrical data is a temporary telemetry data. Sensor data is a telemetry data. What is this? Propulsion data is a telemetry data. Okay, is a relationship. Now, what is subclass and what is superclass? How you are able to say? See this symbol. It is pointing to this one. That means this is a superclass. Superclass. Electrical data is subclass. Sensor data is subclass. Propulsion data is subclass. Okay. Now again, sensor data. See here. Here, spectrometer data is a sensor data. Again, see here, is a relationship. Camera data is a sensor data, right? Camera data is a sensor data. Radiation data is a sensor data. Okay, relationship is a relationship. Now, what is superclass and what is subclass? See this symbol. Okay, triangle and then arrow mark means inheritance. Sorry, what is this? Yes, triangle. Now, what is superclass and what is subclass? Sensor, it is pointing to, see this symbols pointing to sensor data. Sensor data is a superclass. Spectrometer data is a subclass. Camera data is a subclass. Radiation data is a subclass. Okay, I hope you understood. This is an example of inheritance. Now let us see polymorphism. What is polymorphism? This is my question. Please answer my question. Anyone can answer my question. What is polymorphism? Students, please respond. What is meant by polymorphism? Students, many forms. Madhavi, 26. Okay, very good. Remaining members. Kavya, many forms. Okay. Okay. You need to respond. Only Madhavi and 53 and 20 are listening my class, or what? Okay, let us see it. Polymorphism. Poly means many. 1 second. See here, poly. Poly means many. Morph. Morph means forms, many forms. That means the ability to take many forms is called polymorphism. Ability to take many forms is called polymorphism. That means a single method may exhibit different forms. See example, addition. Addition is a method. Here, it is taking two integer variable. Same method. Again, in another class, there is again addition method. It is operating in float, on float data. Float data. Again, addition. There is another method called addition. Same method name same. It is operating on double data. Double. See what it mean? Same class. What is this? Same method. Method name is same. Addition. But it is exhibiting different behaviors. What this first method is doing? It is adding two integers, same operation is same, but it is exhibiting some different behavior. That means, and second one, that means second one, see here, this addition is adding two float numbers. And third one, see the third one, addition. This addition, it is adding two double data. So same method, it is exhibiting different behaviors. And simple example, a person, while shopping, he will be treated as customer, right? While in the college, he will be treated as student. Same person, right? While he is traveling in the bus, he will be treated as passengers. Same person, right? That means he is exhibiting different behavior. While at home, he will be treated as son. So same person. This is a polymorphism, exhibiting different behaviors. Ability to take more than one form. This is called polymorphism. Let us see the example. See here. This is a class. See the symbol of a class. Graphical representation of class. Triangle and then line and then class name. Circle is a class. Triangle is a class. Rectangle is a class. Solid triangle is a class. Now, what is relationship? See here. See this one. This is important. Line and then, what is this? A triangle, right? Triangle, this symbol. That means inheritance. See, this symbol is important. It is pointing to display item. That means this is superclass. And these are subclasses. So, circle, what is the class, right? Circle class will inherit all properties of display item. And triangle is a class. Triangle inherits all the properties of display item. Rectangle is a subclass. Rectangle inherits all the properties of display item. Now example, for example, there is a variable like the center. This is a variable and this is a method. There is another method, draw. Draw is a method. Now, same properties will be inherited by circle, triangle, rectangle. It contains the center data, variable and method draw. Okay, it is inheriting, right? And the method draw. See, in this way you need to represent line, you need to draw line. Here all data members and here all methods you need to represent. Okay. Now let us see. Here there is a draw method. Here also there is a draw method because all these subclasses are inheriting the methods of all data and methods of display item, right? Draw. Now this draw method, what it is doing? It is drawing a circle. You need to give a radius. For this to draw, you need to give radius. Radius is a coordinate. The center. Coordinates. The center is a variable which takes coordinates radius. Okay. Now draw method will draw a circle in this class. And coming to triangle, same method, what it is doing, it is drawing rectangle. Here the coordinates, the center is, here the center is a variable which takes the which contains the coordinates. Coordinates are sides. You need to give length and breadth. Now, sorry, triangle, right? I'm sorry. Triangle, right? Sides in this way. This is a triangle, right? I'm sorry. You need to give sides. Coordinates of the center. The center is a variable which takes sides. Okay. I'm so sorry. Triangle, right? Triangle. In this way, you need, here this draw method will draw a triangle using sides. Here same method, what it is doing, in this class it is drawing circle, in this class it is drawing triangle. Now rectangle. In this class, draw method, what it will do? Draw method is drawing a rectangle. Okay, using coordinates, the center will take length and breadth. Using that, the draw method will draw the rectangle. This is rectangle, I'm sorry, this is triangle. Okay, I hope you understood this is polymorphism. Once again, see the PPT. Exhibiting many forms. Here, draw method will draw a circle. Here, the draw method will draw a triangle. Here, the draw method will draw a rectangle. Okay, same method but exhibiting different behaviors. I hope you understood. Now let us see multiple inheritance. You know multiple inheritance, right? Let us see it. Multiple inheritance. Single class inheriting the properties of multiple classes, or the object of one class inherits the properties of objects of different classes, multiple classes. It is called multiple inheritance. See, this is a single class. Here there are multiple base classes or super classes. Okay. Now see here, what is relationship? Is a relationship. How you need to represent? Triangle symbol and then arrow mark. And then triangle symbol, triangle only, right? Triangle symbol and then what is this? Line. Okay. Now it is pointing to the person. That means person is a superclass. Person is a superclass. Employee is a superclass. Teacher is a subclass. What is the relationship? Teacher is a person, right? Is a. Relationship is a. Teacher is an employee, right? So relationship is a. Okay, I hope you understood. Teacher acquires all the properties of a person, has a name, all those things, address, all those things. And teacher acquires the properties of employee class, like designation, or salary, all those things, right? Now, what is the relationship? Is a relationship. I hope you understood. This is multiple inheritance. Now, let us see another example. This is important. This is the example given in your textbook. You need to draw this example and then you need to explain this one. Now, let us see here, asset of a bank. You need to know what are the assets of a bank. Assets of a bank are nothing but they are financial instruments that a bank holds, just like bank account, security, all those things. Asset is nothing but it is a financial instrument that a bank holds. Now let us see, asset is a class. See here, asset is a class. I will explain one by one. I will explain this part first. I will explain this part. See here, I will explain this part. Here, assets are nothing but financial instruments that a bank holds. Here, bank account is an asset of a bank, right? What is a relationship? Is a relationship. And it is using inheritance. That means how you are saying inheritance, see the symbol, triangle and then line. That means this is a super class. And bank account is a subclass. What is relationship? Bank account is an asset of bank, right? You know that, right? Bank holds bank accounts, right? Now, bank account is an asset of bank. Now, bank account acquires all the properties of asset class. You need to see the graphical representation of a class in this way. Graphical representation. Okay, this is a class name. You need to write class name. Okay. This is a graphical representation of a class. Now, see this part. I will explain one by one this part. And now, checking account is a bank account, right? Checking account is a bank account. Saving account is a bank account, right? What is the relationship? Is a. Checking account is a bank account. Savings account is a bank account. What is here? What is happening here? See the symbol. It is pointing to bank account. That means a bank account is a super class, base class, whatever it may be. This is a derived class or subclass. Okay, and this is also a subclass. Now, this checking account is acquiring all the properties of bank account, and savings account is inheriting all the properties of bank account. I hope you understood this part. I'll explain part by part so that you will understand well. First, see this part. You will understand. Bank account is an asset of bank, and checking account is a bank account, right? Savings account is a bank account, right? Now, let us see this part. I'll explain this one. See this part. Now, you need to know fixed income securities of bank. Fixed income securities of bank. These are nothing but these are assets of bank. Bonds, all these are assets of bank. Okay, fixed income security of bank is an asset of bank. See here, this security is an asset of bank. This security is a subclass and asset is a superclass. Security is acquiring all the properties of an asset. Now let us see bond. What is bond and what is stock? Here in bank there will be some bonds. Okay, bank holders will buy the bonds of the bank. Something like a gold bond. There will be many bonds. The bond holder. I'm sorry. The bond holder, what he will do? The bond holder will buy the bonds from the bank. He will pay some money. Okay, he will invest some money, or he will pay some money to the bank, and he will buy the bond. After some maturity period, these bonds are security for that person. Okay, he will show this bond to the bank after some maturity period. After some period, he will show the bond. The bond he have bought from the bank, he will show that bond to the bank, and then the bank will pay the amount to him with interest. Okay, these are fixed income securities of a bank. Bank holder will buy some bonds, like just like gold bonds. There will be many bonds. He will buy the bonds by paying some money, by investing some money in the bank. Later, after some period of time, after some maturity of bond period, he will show the bond to the bank. After showing bond to the bank, bank will pay back to him with some interest. Okay, these belongs to the security of bank, fixed income security of bank. Okay, that's why these are related to security, bonds. Next, stock. Stockholders are owners of the company. Okay, stockholders are owners of the company. Here, bonds and stocks belongs to security. That means bond inherits properties of security. Stock inherits properties of security. I hope you understood what is bond and what is stock. These are nothing but fixed income securities of bank. Now, these symbols are important. This symbol, triangle, it is pointing to security. That means security is a superclass, stock and bonds are subclasses. Please understand this one. Now, see here, interest bearing item. This is a class, interest bearing item. This is nothing but just an account where bank holders will deposit the amount. So this is related to security. Security inherits all the properties of interest bearing item. Nothing but bond holders and stock bond holders will deposit some amount. It's just an account, interest bearing item. Will deposit some amount in this account. Okay, that's why these are related. Security is related to interest bearing and bond and stocks are related to security. Just understand this diagram. You will feel something clumsy like that, but it is very simple. Understand part by part. First, you understand this one. First, you understand this one. and then you understand this part. It will be very easy for you. What are bonds, what are stocks? You need to get idea of this. What are bonds, what are stock, why they are related to security? Because you will buy some bonds, right? They are security for you. After showing that bond, after some period of time, after showing that bond, bank will pay back to you with interest. But you need to deposit some money when you are buying. Okay, now let us see this part. Let us see this part. Please understand. Let us see this part. Now, while applying some loans, we have to show some properties, right? But if we are unable to pay the loan, what the bank will do? If we are unable to pay the loans, what bank will do? Bank will mortgage our property, right? It will sell our property by using some real estate agent. Okay, I hope you understood. See here, this part. See, please understand. Please loans. We took some loans and we are not paying. That means it is a loss to bank, right? So this is related real estate. By using some real estate agents, they will sold out the property. Okay. Why this is related to insurable item? This is an insurable item because to help. What is this? In, to reduce the great loss. Okay. 1 second. To reduce the great loss, so that we are not paying some amount, right? So to reduce that great loss here, it is related to insurable item. Okay, I hope you understood this. See this part, understand this part. Why real estate agent is related to insurable item class. Using real estate agent, they will sell the property in order to prevent great loss. So it is related to insurable item. I hope you understood. Please understand. Please understand part by part so that you can memorize all those things. This is very easy, very easy example. Now, let us see some of the issues. Some of the issues in this multiple inheritance. Let us see it. Please understand. Please try to understand. This is not very complex, okay? You can remember well. If you understand very well, then you can remember. No need to get confused. Now, see here. There are some issues. What are that issues? Let us see it. Now, see here. I'm adding. See, 1 second. Just see here. Now, I am adding another class. Mutual funds. Mutual funds. I'm adding some another class. See here. Mutual funds. This inherits with properties from bond. Why I am relating to bond? I will explain. Wait. See here. Triangle symbol and then line. Triangle symbol and then line, which represent inheritance. That means here it is pointing to stock, right? Here this one is pointing to bond, right? What it means? Bond is a super class, base class. Stock is a base class, and mutual funds are subclass. Now, why I have related to that, I will explain. See here, mutual funds are nothing but a person who is bank bond holder, and at the same time, the person is stockholder. He is investing some money in the bank. Okay, I hope you understood. That's why I have related to bond and stock. Mutual funds means person is a bank holder and at the same time stockholder. Now, what is the problem here? Let us see. See here, The superclass security is inheriting the properties of assert class. What are the properties? Let us take simple just example. Present value. Present value. Now see here, this subclass bond will inherit present value, right? Present value. And again, stock will inherit present value. See here, it is inheriting the properties of security. Present value. Now, see here, in mutual funds, using this path, in mutual funds, the present value. Mutual funds is inheriting again present value. It is inheriting the properties of bond. That means present value it is inheriting. See, just an example. It acquires the property present value. Again, from stock, see here, from stock again it is acquiring the property, again present value. Now duplicate value, present value will be there. Now compiler will get confusion if you are referring this using this mutual fund object. See, using this mutual fund object, if you are referring present value, okay, if you are referring present value, compiler will get confusion. Which present value that compiler should refer? From bond or from stock? This mutual fund is getting two double times, right? Now the compiler will get confusion. Which present value that compiler should refer? Either bond class present value or stock class present value. This is the problem with this type of inheritance. Okay, in C++, to rectify this problem, in order to solve this problem, there is a keyword called virtual. You need to declare class as virtual base class while you are inheriting. Okay, these are the issues in multiple inheritance. I hope you understood. Now let us see another relationship of a class. Aggregation. You know the aggregation, right? I'm sorry. Aggregation is a part of relationship. Part of. That means object is physically contained in another object. It is a part of. See the example. Already I have discussed all these examples. Serious examples. Temperature control is a class. See, this diagrammatic representation is important. The symbol and then class name and line. Draw a line. Here data members. You need to write data members or variables and draw a line. And after you need to write methods. Okay, symbols are very important. Now, what is this minus? What is this minus? What is this plus? What is this plus? Minus is nothing but private. It represents a private access specifier. Plus is nothing but public access specifier. Okay. Now see here. Here this heater class and temperature control class. These are classes. What is the relationship? Part of. Heater will present inside physically inside temperature controller. Now that means part of relationship means aggregation. What is important? This is important. Aggregation means you need to represent diamond symbol and then line. Okay, I hope you understood. Again, see the example to CPU is a class, cache is a class, ALU is a class, program counter is a class. All these are part of CPU which are present inside physically. Okay, so see here, part of means diamond symbol and then line. Aggregation, part of. I hope you understood. Next relation of classes. Up to now we have seen association relationship, inheritance relationship, and aggregation relationship, and then dependency. What is dependency? I will explain with an example. Now, see here, this is a class. In this way, you need to represent. Okay. Here, this symbol, Dashed line and arrow mark. This is important. Which represent dependency. See this line. Dotted lines. Dotted lines. See this. Dotted lines. And then arrow mark. Symbols are very important. Which represent something is dependent on. Okay. Now, here, client is a class. Provider is a class. Client uses the services of provider. See here. Uses. Client uses the services of provider. That means client is depending on provider. Dependency. So you need to represent using dashed line and then arrow mark. Client depends on services of provider. So client class is depending on provider class. And here you need to, if you are changing anything, in this class, in provider class, it will impact client class also. That means you need to change some changes in client class also. See here, because client is depending on provider. If you are changing anything in provider class, it will impact the client class because client is depending on provider. Next example, server class, database connection. Here, what is the relationship between server and database connection? Dependency. How you are saying dependency? By seeing this dashed lines and then arrow mark. That means it is dependent. Server is dependent on database in order to implement the operation. In order to implement an operation, server is depending on database connection. If you are changing anything, if there are changes in this class, it will impact the server class also. It will impact the server class also. Remember that dependency, one class dependent on another class. Here I forgot to say one thing. See here in aggregation, see example 2. If you are creating the object, of in aggregation, part of relationship, if you are creating object of CPU, then automatically you are creating the here the object of catch will be created, object of ALU will be created, object of program counter will be created when you create the object of CPU, because catch, ALU, program counter are physically contained in CPU. Relationship is part of relationship. So when you are creating the object of CPU, catch objects will be created, ALU objects will be created, program counter objects will be created. When you are destroying, when the object of the class is destroyed, when the object of CPU is destroyed, then object of catch will be destroyed, and object of ALU will be destroyed, and object of program counter will be destroyed. Okay, I hope you understood aggregation and dependency. These are the relationship between the classes: association, inheritance, aggregation, dependency. In next class, we will discuss about interplay of classes and then importance of classification. Okay, next class I will discuss. Any doubts? Any doubts in relationship between classes? Here the symbols are very important, okay? Class must be represented like this, in this way. In this way, symbols are very important. Class name and line. Class name and line. In this way you need to represent. Symbols are very important. See the symbols. Okay, thank you very much. If there are any doubts, you can call me at any time or respond right now. If there are any doubts, just respond right now. Any doubts, students? Any doubts? Please respond. Okay, no doubts. Okay, thank you. Madam, Pranita ma'am.
Yeah, Lavanya, I'm here.
Okay, continue. You continue, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am. Adri. Good morning, everyone. How are you, ma'am? Okay. Good morning, ma'am. Swati. Thank you. Good morning. Priyanka, good morning, ma'am. Okay. So, can anyone tell me what are the topics that we have covered? So, what are the last topics, previous topics that we have covered? Relational algebra and calculus. Okay. In that, we have seen relational algebra. Okay, Kavya. So, what is the topic that we have covered in relational algebra, ma'am? What is the operation that we have seen in relational algebra? Selection, yes, ma'am, Kavya. Yes, Sindhu, selection and projection, yes, ma'am. Selection and projection, those two are the operators what we have seen in last session, isn't it? Okay, selection and projection operators. Once again, we will revise those topics and then we will go to the next topic. So, can anyone tell me what is meant by relational algebra first? What is meant by relational algebra? What is meant by query language? What is meant by query language? Ma'am, first tell me about the query language. Can anyone tell me the query language? What is meant by query language? Anyone? Database language?
It is a specialized language for asking questions.
Yeah, ma, it is a specialized means it is nothing but it is also a programming language like your C programming. Whereas it is in your C and C plus plus, whatever your Java programming Python, you write programs there, isn't it? We are writing programs there, but here we are writing the queries. Okay, we are asking the queries for retrieving the data. Okay, so that is known as the query language. So what is meant by relational algebra, ma? What is meant by relational algebra then? What is meant by relational algebra? So shall I call the numbers again? Shall I call the numbers? I don't know whether I have covered all the numbers or not. I will start from 41. Srilekha, what is meant by relational algebra? Ma? What is the purpose of the relational algebra? 41 Srilekha.